it is true that Mr. Tibiko and I did not get on well together. It was not on any personal grounds. It was purely because he was engaged in the sabotage of the process, and I was trying very hard to fulfill my obligations as the chair of the CKRC. One example of his, which I like to draw to your attention, is that when we went to Mombasa, to Diani Beach, to draft the document, he hardly attended a meeting. He would pick up the documents given maybe night before the meeting. He would then disappear for the rest of the day. We were told that he had gone to see Mr. Bivot and others. He was never at any of our meetings. He was not at the time when we approved the draft. He would not say signature on the original of the CKRC draft. He was not with us. He was taking the papers and bringing them to Nairobi. If I was vindictive, if I was driven by malice, there would have been many opportunities in the past to expose this. I have kept quiet. I've only gone public because I think what is at stake is so fundamental that I felt I had to come out. And I had to try to express my disgust at his behavior. So if it comes across I'm being vindictive, I can assure you I'm not. I am really concerned that a person like him should not be appointed to this position because it is so fundamental.
Today, we know that America, a lot of American money and resources is spent in helping and treating homosexuals because they are dysfunctional and they are sick in the society, just like alcoholics and just like rapists and everything else that we are treating.
As a pastor, I have a serious responsibility to mold the minds of young Kenyans. One of the things we struggle with is a situation where our young men are becoming young women. They are plaiting their hair, they are wearing earrings, soon they will be wearing skirts, and our problem is how do we help, because there has been so much emphasis on the girl child to the extent that the boys are now beginning to lose their sense of identity. To have the highest person in our judicial system expressing themselves in the same way, to me, I think, is not helping us. This is a person who is going to superintend over our judiciary. I would beg that whatever happens, let's get the right people who I can point to my young people and say, that is the kind of person that I would like you to be like.
Yes, the church said no, and it has never withdrawn that no. The political ground told the church that true, you have issues, they will be addressed after the what? The proclamation of the promulgation of the Constitution. And we were comfortable. The implementation process is on. The church still stands as the conscience of this society. And what we are telling Kenyans, especially our leadership, is that now that the process of implementation is in the hands of the parliament, and that people are now being appointed to high offices that will interpret the law and therefore make the law, let us pay attention to tender this at that highest level that might open a window to the problems that we all agreed are in the Constitution. And that what we are saying specifically is this: a person who stands by groups that support homosexuality, lesbianism, abortion, sex workers, will interpret the law in that philosophy. A person whom people cannot look at and say, this is an exemplary family person, easily will interpret the law in that line.